everyone, it's me, Nicole, and I know I haven't been really doing the weekly pregnancy updates like I had originally planned on doing, but these past couple of months have been a lot crazier than I ever thought they would be. But I do want to kind of, 25 weeks is somewhat of a milestone for me, so I wanted to make sure that I definitely got in a video for 25 weeks. I've kind of let you guys know all the big stuff that's been pregnancy related that's been going on, you know, meeting with my midwife and the OB, doing that little interview that we did and things like that. But I wanted to kind of like brush up on things that maybe I've missed, and then definitely just tell you guys about how I'm feeling now that I am 25 weeks pregnant. So in the past couple of weeks, things that I don't know if I mentioned, I had, let's see, at 21 weeks we had the gender ultrasound. That was the week that my mother-in-law was in the hospital that week. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't followed my journey, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer, with throat cancer, a little over a year ago. And so she had kind of taken a turn for the worst. And so in the 21st week, she was in the hospital. And then throughout week 22, let's see, she went at the end of week 21, she was discharged from the hospital and sent to my sister-in-law's house for basically hospice care. And so she was at my sister-in-law's house, so we were there that whole entire week, just spending as much time with my mother-in-law as we could and just being together as a family, and knowing that the end was coming near for my mother-in-law. And so that whole entire week we spent there. On Thursday morning, we had an OB appointment. That was whenever I did my little OB interview, the interview for the OB. And that afternoon is actually when my mother-in-law ended up passing away. So that weekend was pretty crazy. The whole next week just kind of going through, you know, and making arrangements and just kind of coming to terms with what all of that meant and things like that. We had her memorial service. She passed away on Thursday, and then we had her memorial service on Sunday, which was Super Bowl Sunday, and then we had like a memorial dinner for her the following Saturday. So we were kind of planning and doing all sorts of stuff like that for that week. And then I believe it was that week on Friday is when we had the echocardiogram, which was the look specifically at the baby's heart, and that went amazing. We went into the ultrasound room, and the ultrasound tech was a little bit short. It wasn't that she was rude or mean, but we had Sadie with us, and she was very cautious of Sadie. She was like, oh, make sure she doesn't touch anything. And I mean, Sadie just kind of walks in the room and like looks around like, okay, where do I sit? Where should I be? You know, she's been at enough doctor's offices that she knows not to like mess with stuff. So, but you know, I understand that she has to be cautious and she has to warn all parents, you know, let your child know that they shouldn't touch anything. So, and she kind of let me know. She's like, we're not looking at anything except for the heart today. So, you know, and I was like, oh yeah, I know the deal and things like that. And so she got the baby up on the monitor, or up on the ultrasound machine, and she starts looking. She's like, okay, I got a really good view of her, so I'm gonna go grab the pediatric cardiologist. I'm like, okay, cool. And I know I know basically almost all of the pediatric cardiologists up at this hospital, just with everything that happened during Sadie's pregnancy. And so the doctor came in and she said, oh my goodness, I saw your name on the chart. I was so excited to see you. She came in, gave me a big hug, and she's like, how's your little boy doing? And I'm like, well, my little girl is right there with her daddy. And she went over and she said hi to her, and she gave her, she went to give her a high five, and Sadie went to go give her a hug. It was so cute. And so Sadie gave her a hug, and then she came over and she started doing the echo, and she was like, every 5 seconds she was like, oh, it looks beautiful, looks gorgeous, exactly, you know, this is wonderful. And there was a couple times when they weren't exactly getting the right view that they wanted, so the tech had to push really, really hard on my stomach with the transducer. And how they work it is the tech stays in there, and she actually like does the ultrasound, but the doctor stands over her and kind of lets her know what she wants to see and stuff like that. So the tech was the one that was still, you know, looking around and things like that, and she was pushing so hard on my stomach, and all I could think was, I keep telling Sadie not to climb on my stomach, but then you're jabbing this thing so far in there, it's like, but in the end, we were so excited to find out that everything was a-okay and perfect, and we were really, really excited about that. So it's been a crazy past couple of weeks, and then we just had Valentine's Day, and that was fun. And now we are 25 weeks pregnant. So 25 weeks pregnant for me is a big milestone, because when I was pregnant with Sadie, you know, we had our gender ultrasound or our anatomy scan at 19 weeks, and that's kind of whenever we found out about her arm and things like that, and they had done further testing. And one of those further testing times was at 25 weeks when they did an echo, and they found out that my placenta was failing, or they told me that my placenta was failing, and they admitted me to the hospital, and they told me that she was going to be coming, they were going to do an emergency C-section as soon as the as soon as her heart rate dropped. They were going to be doing a C-section, and you know, there was a very, very, very slim chance that she would even survive, and it was horrible. It was so crazy, but the thing that also sticks out to me is that there was a chance at that point, at 25 weeks, that she could have survived. There's a 5% chance that she could have survived. And so to know that this pregnancy has been so healthy, and I'm so big, and the baby, you know, at least the last time they checked, was right on schedule, right, growing like she should. It makes me feel so good that I'm at 25 weeks. And I told Robert, I said, you know, I know it shouldn't be like this, but it's almost because of how our pregnancy went with Sadie, and because they told us, you know, at any time we could be doing a C-section, and at any time she could be born. It's almost like, because I didn't have those last 15 weeks to just relax and be pregnant last time, it's almost like I'm feeling like it's crunch time now, even though I still have so long, and I'm not even in my 3rd trimester. So it's weird. It's really, it's relaxing in a sense, because, you know, I'm like, okay, I do have this urge to nest and urge to get everything done and everything together, but at the same time, I'm like, so I understand I have time as long as everything goes well. You know, of course, there's stuff that you can't, you know, plan on, but for the most part, you know, I should have a lot of time, so it's great. The one symptom that I would say that has come up lately, I've had a little bit more recurring and strong heartburn. Every once in a while I'll get it, and it's usually in the afternoons or in the evenings. And so what I've done is I've told myself that I cannot have any more soda for dinner. So I'll have my soda, like usually I would have had like juice or like lemonade or something, or water for my lunch, and then I'll have a soda with dinner. And what I've been doing lately is I'll switch that, and I'll have my pop for lunch, and I'll have like some kind of juice or water for dinner. And that's helped a lot. So I wish that I could just give it up altogether, but it is one of my cravings. Soda is such a huge craving of mine, especially like root beer, and not like, usually I'm a Sprite drinker like when I'm not pregnant, but then whenever I am pregnant, I love like Dr. Pepper, cherry Pepsi, and root beer, but root beer is the one that doesn't have the caffeine in it. So if I have any choice or in the matter, I always choose root beer. So usually I have my root beer for lunch, and then for dinner I'll have like water or juice or milk or something like that. So the other symptom that I have had that just started is sciatic nerve pain. It started a couple days ago, where I woke up in the morning and there was just this sharp pain right on the right side of my spine in my lower back, and it's like every time I take a step on my right leg, it's like stab right in my back, and it's painful. And so I kind of just tried to relax that day and just chill out. I Googled, you know, what I could do for sciatic nerve pain, and basically what they suggested was, I don't know what website it was, but one of the suggestions was just to, if you're used to sleeping on one side, try to sleep on the other side. And actually I sleep on the same exact side every single night, and I barely ever move from that position except to get up to go to the bathroom. So that was kind of, in a way I was like, okay, yeah, I know that I sleep on that side a lot, so that's probably why I'm having the sciatic nerve pain, but it's going to be a little difficult because I'm so used to sleeping on that side, so I have to learn how to switch over and sleep on the other side. So, but once I did that, like this morning, I did it last night, I slept on my other side last night, and this morning I woke up and I was completely fine, and I think it took until like 2 p.m. today for me to feel like any kind of like pinch or anything. So hopefully, you know, if I just try to like stay conscious of how I'm sitting and how I'm sleeping, making sure that I'm not putting too much weight or putting too much pressure on that side of my body, then maybe that'll help, hopefully. So yeah, I'm gonna do a separate video coming up. I'm gonna do baby buys and talk about what I'm looking forward to buying at consignment sales during this season, because this video is getting a little bit longer than I had expected it to get. So anyways, that was my week 25 update. I can't believe that I'm this far along already. It's pretty nuts. I was telling my mom, I said, you know, all of a sudden I'm 6 months pregnant. Like I can sit here and say, I mean like 5.5 I guess, but all of a sudden I can say, you know, I have March, April, and May, and that's it. Like my due date is the end of May, so that's just nuts to me that all of a sudden I am 6 months pregnant and I have this huge belly, and I'm like looking down. For some reason I had it in my head that I was only 4 months pregnant, and I don't know if it was just because everything that was happening in December, and then everything that happened in January, and then, you know, February's just flown by, and then all of a sudden, you know, I actually calculate the weeks out and calculate the months out, and holy cow, I am already, you know, I'm already almost in my 3rd trimester. So that's crazy, crazy, crazy. And I know I've said that since like I was like 8 weeks along, so that's silly, but you know. So anyways, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon for my baby buys, and oh, and then I'm going to be doing the toddler topics this week, so check that out too. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.